January 1st, 2022, I made the biggest decision of my life. I shook hands with my boyfriend over breakfast and we decided to quit our safe six-figure jobs to take our side hustles full-time and start a business. Fast forward about 2 years later and we've made over 2 million in sales. But here's the kicker. We've made most of that while living out of our suitcase and traveling the world full time. It's all part of something I call Operation Freedom. And look, the goal was simple: how to build a business that unlocks my dream life. And now I've lived in London and Rome, Bali, Miami, had our story featured in Inc. and Forbes, and spoken on stages all around the world. And team, in today's video, I'm going to break down the exact 3 steps I used to get here. I'm in Bari, Italy at the moment, and show you exactly where I'm focusing to get from 2 million to 20 million. Okay, let's get started. Step 1 is to get clear on your goal and know what you want. On January 1st, 2022, we officially became Persuasion Experience, which is my agency. Over the next 12 months, we went from selling $400 projects to $40,000 projects. I landed billion-dollar brands like Linktree, spoke on stage, went on dozens of podcasts, and hit multiple 6 figures in revenue. Sounds good, right? And on paper, we had a really successful year 1 in business. But we were doing 14-hour days and burning out. I look back on photos now and I just look really fat and tired. And it was not the life I dreamt of when I started all of this, right? So we had created this business we felt totally trapped in. And I felt like we were falling into the trap of optimizing for the ego instead of optimizing for our North Star metric, freedom. When I look back, I realized I was caught up running someone else's race. I was seeing all of these other business owners, or at least what they were posting on social media, and thinking I should try and achieve what they were doing. And when I got to the top of that mountain, or when I started climbing that mountain, I would look around and realize I was climbing the wrong mountain. The problem was I didn't know what I wanted out of my life or my business, so I was living it the way I thought I was meant to. So in April 2023, we sold all our shit. We packed everything into a suitcase and we got on a one-way ticket to Bali. I just felt like I had to reset my business, and this was a dream of ours. We wanted to go back to living our North Star metric of freedom. I'm going to tell you more about the evolution of the business and the traumas in step 2. For now, how do you figure out what you want? How can you fast track your dream life and your business? Well, I have 5 tips for you so you can do it faster than I did. The first is inverse thinking. So I used to struggle with knowing what I wanted. I'd never really been asked my whole life, and I found it a lot easier to write down what I didn't want. So start here if you get stuck as well. Write down everything you don't want in your life. You can make a list for your life and your business, and what you'll realize is they're pretty intertwined. So pause now, write that down. The second tip is finding better data to model, right? I grew up really poor with a single mom, 4 kids, in a small country town, like under 800 people, no traffic lights, small, right? And growing up, I saw a couple of ways to live, but none of them were really for me. So a couple of years ago, I started finding people who were living the life I wanted on social media and trying to figure out how I can replicate that. But I think most people think this means copying Elon Musk or Hormozi, who are obviously freaking awesome, great thinkers, brilliant entrepreneurs, but they're not living the life I want, right? So I need to make how they think work for me. I've got to model how they think, not exactly what they do. The third tip is just to take action and test, right? You don't have to be completely unhinged and sell all your stuff, but what I've found is knowing and experiencing are 2 really different things. You can think you know what you want, but once you experience it, that's new data that you didn't have before. For example, when we sold all our shit and went to Bali, I thought the plan would be to buy real estate in Bali. That's what I thought. And then once we started traveling and figuring it out, I realized that wasn't what I wanted. But I didn't know that before I started experiencing it. If I had have just sat at home and dreaming and wishing, I would never have figured it out. So you've got to test these things. And the fourth is a great exercise I heard on the I Love Marketing podcast. So you complete this sentence: I know I'm being successful when ... and write down the list of ways you know you're being successful, right? So my list includes things like I can wake up and do what I want, exciting opportunities come to me, I work on fun and lucrative projects, I can live anywhere, I choose what I do, no negative people, no energy vampires, and only inspiring people, and very importantly to me, I can look after my family, right? Finally, once you know what you want, you turn it into goals and you measure them all all of the time. For my life design, I act like I'm the CEO of my life, right? And each part of my life is a department with goals. Each quarter, I review them. So relationships, wealth, health, spirituality, intellect, family, rate each one out of 10. Decide where I want them to be in both the long term and the short term. And then I measure them at least each week or every month. So I also do the same in my business, but this time I'm actually the real CEO. So got to do that. So the company has goals and we reverse engineer the numbers. And then we definitely track these every single Monday to make sure that we're hitting them. Then we know fast if we need to pivot and change something. Basically, what gets measured gets improved, right? And whenever I stop tracking my goals, I don't hit them. It's as simple as that. Okay, once you've done step 1, you can focus on step 2. Create a business to fit your life, not a life to fit your business. After that first year in business, where we were burnt out, fat and miserable, we made a pact to optimize the business for freedom and happiness first, and to find out what made us happy and create a lot of it. So for me, it's taken me a long time to figure this out, but happiness comes from exploring the world and fun experiences with my family and friends, which sounds simple. It just took me a while to understand that. And there is nothing more important to me than my friends and my family, and I want to make sure my actions match this value. So to me, one of the really best things about having a business is it's allowed me to look after my family. And this year I took my nan away for her 70th, and it was her first ever holiday. I took my mum away for her 50th, and I got to have my little brother, Isaac, come and do his year 10 work experience in my agency. He came and lived with us for a week, and we got to hire him for his first job. He does my social media coordinator. It's super cool. But true wisdom comes from learning from others, right? And when I read books or talk to people or listen to people's advice, a lot of people do this in reverse. They build a business and they kill themselves to be successful, right? They sacrifice health and relationships and their youth, all to get to some sort of imaginary finish line before they even start to enjoy their life or find happiness, right? And to me, it's not that you can have a successful business or your dream life. And it's not that you become a millionaire and then you have your dream life. It's just not two different steps, right? And I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I want both at the same time. And if I can't be happy now doing this, I don't think I'm going to unlock it if I have more money or more status or a bigger business. So what I've realized is success is addictive and feeding your ego is addictive. And so you need to be clear on what success is for you. Maybe I've grown my business a bit slower, probably, definitely, than other people, but I haven't sacrificed memories and experiences with the people that I love. I've lived a rich life in experiences and I feel very happy. And that's what is truly success to me. All right, back to you two. We were traveling full time, but still figuring out what was the best vehicle for us, the business vehicle, what business model will work for us, right? Now I feel like I finally have the right business to 10 to 50x my income in the next couple of years, which I'm going to tell you more about in step 3. For now, here are my top tips to create your business to fit your life, not a life to fit your business. The first is prototyping and testing. Prototyping can be a euphemism for shiny object syndrome, but in this business, we've tested different markets like e-commerce and SaaS. We've tested different offers. We've had a coaching program. We've done high ticket consulting. We've done big, crazy, custom, expensive funnels. And we even started out as an e-commerce email agency called Ecom Email Experts. It took us about 18 months, give or take, to find the right vehicle that we wanted to get in. We went through rapid prototyping and testing to figure it out. To be honest, sometimes it was just plain old shiny object syndrome, but it sounds cooler if I say I was prototyping. And in July 2023, we started offering ads and funnels, right? Instead of just funnels, we were doing the traffic as well to eat the complexity of our clients, basically. And now in our marketing agency, we've been optimizing that business model for the last year or so. It is now August 2024. In July 2023, we also launched our first digital products. Since then, we've had over 1,000 people go through our offer creation workshop. And I get so many messages and I'm so proud of everyone that creates their offer and landing page. And then on the media and education side of the company, which is what we're going to really scale, I'll tell you more about that because that's part of step 3. Now, the second tip, which was really hard for me as a recovering perfectionist, is to not be afraid to fail. And what I've realized now, there's no such thing as failure. Failure is feedback, feedback is knowledge, and knowledge is power. And there's no learning and growing without failure. For example, I used to break my time into relax mode versus build mode. And I wanted to make sure I had intention behind our time while we were traveling. But what I realized was that they were just two different extremes. And it was just a fancy way of exhausting myself from working too much and then being forced to take a break. So now I have to recalibrate with the data and figure out just like a baseline to live normally, not these extremes. Now, the third thing that I've also learned is to build a business to sell it. I've fallen into the trap of, if you've read like the E-Myth, being the technician, doing too much in the business because I'm good at it, right? But you want to build the business to sell it, even if you don't plan to, because you'll have a much more enjoyable business. For us, this has meant finding the right market, solving the right problem for them, a big problem, get the right positioning for our agency, finding the right team to run our systems, and get MRR into your business as quickly as possible. Even though I knew that conceptually, dummy, took too long. And basically we were always taking so much action, right? We would have an idea and we would get it moving. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, but I don't always know how I will get there. I just know to get started and I can figure it out. And if you want to know how to create an offer fast and get it launched, yeah, it's like change your offer, change your business. The link's in the description for that product if you want to go check it out. So prototype and see what you like. Knowing is different to experiencing. It's okay to fail. Failure is feedback. Feedback is knowledge, and knowledge is power. And finally, step 3 is to think big, become the best version of yourself, and help as many people as you can. And this is the step that I'm in now, right? You got to put your oxygen mask on first, or you can't pour from an empty cup, whatever, right? I've completed step 1. I know what I want to get out of life, right? I know my goal. I know where I want to go. I don't know exactly how I'll do it all the time, but I'm going to get started. And I've completed step 2. I've found the right business to fit my life. Now it's time for me to 10x everything. I want to 10x what I earn, taking PX from 2 million to 20 million, and I want to 10x how many people I can help. And I believe those two things are directly connected. So how am I going to do this? Well, this is what I think at the moment. These are the 5 things I'm focusing on. The first is to help more people. And sometimes I get comments like this on my content, right? People asking why I'd give information away for free. If it works for me, why am I helping other people to make money or whatever, right? But there's no limit of success in the world. Success and money are not a scarce resource. It's unlimited, right? But my answer is you are paid in direct proportion to the value you provide times the amount of people you help. AKA, the more value you give to people, or the more people you help, equals more money. You are paid for the value created in the world. So we are doubling down on what is working. We're doubling down on our content. We're launching new programs because we know they genuinely help people. And we're launching our VSL, video sales letter, funnel onto Meta ads to find more clients we can help in our agency. Our mission is to find more of the people we can help and help them. The money will flow from that, right? And we do this in our marketing agency, through our programs, and in the media and education part of our company as well. The second is to take more action faster. Success isn't a straight line, it's more like a river, and you can only see to the next bend. Just take action and figure it out later, right? There's different ways to say it. We say throw the backpack over the fence. You can say ready, fire, aim. Ultimately, being ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision. And action creates momentum, and you want to take more of it. The third is going to be finding bigger opportunities and getting more leverage. How can I get more leverage out of my time, out of my team, out of the capital that we have, out of what we create? How can I clone myself more? How can I create better systems? This is what I'm really focusing on at the moment. And the fourth, probably the most important, is to become the best version of myself. The person I was 12 months ago wasn't the person who could get to 7 figures. And the person I am right now isn't the person I need to be to get to 8 figures. I need to keep learning and growing and eliminating limiting beliefs and rewriting my program for success. That's what I'm really focusing on, is my mindset at the moment. And what's the 5th thing? Don't forget why I started my entrepreneurship journey in the first place, right? Freedom. That was the whole point. I can't forget it. And make sure I'm always optimizing my life for freedom and happiness, and don't fall back into the habits that we were in for year 1, where I was fat and sad and miserable and working too much. Team, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video today. Let me know in the comments what stage of the journey you're in, and what are you focusing on, or what are you optimizing your life for? And if you're a business owner with an ambitious goal to double your business, you can watch this next video and install our lead machine system into your business for a predictable, profitable, and scalable way to get leads and sales. See you on the next video.